What impact will the coronavirus have on the dating industry, on people actually dating and connecting at this time, and on existing relationships? No doubt, I mean, you can find out anything that you want to find out online about the coronavirus. I'm not here to talk about the propaganda surrounding it and the fear-mongering that's, spreading faster than the virus itself. The fear is probably the worst part of this, in my personal belief. But again, I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about what impact it will have on the dating industry and specifically on you dating. My name's Lou-Anne Ward. I have been a relationship strategist, coach, matchmaker for nearly 3 decades, and the landscape of dating changes all the time. But having a look at something like this, when a world event happens, it has an impact on not only business but on relationships, interpersonal relationships. I've been asked a lot over the last week or so, is the dating industry going to come to a standstill? Are people going to still seek to meet each other? Look, I can't answer all of the questions, but I'm certainly going to try to bring some sanity into the craziness that's going on. I think there's a lot of positive things that can come out of something like the coronavirus. And even though there's also equal tragedy, I'm not actually here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the positive impact that this could have on the dating industry, and to change your perceptions, or to ask you to open up your perceptions to how this could actually benefit you. So let's have a look at the potential positive aspects. Okay, so you know all the negative ones, and I'm sure that you can figure those all out. But when we look at the dating industry as a whole, it's quite a pained industry. It's never been easier to meet somebody. Technology has made sure of that. It's really, really easy to meet somebody and to connect with somebody. There's so many people online, and to the point where we have the paradox of choice. And when there's too much choice, we can't make a choice. So you can go out on a perfectly great date and still not think that is the best person that you might potentially connect with. I think we're going to find that this will slow things right down, that people will come back to things that are a little bit more important in life, rather than having their checklist of absolutely everything that they need on there. Much the same with shopping at the moment. You might go in and want to buy a whole pile of brands that you normally buy, but the fact that they're not available, you tend to think, okay, well, where do I need to compromise in order to have the things I need? And this will bring awareness and emotional intelligence that will have an overflow effect. I'm not suggesting that you just take any old person because you're desperate and you don't want to you don't want to be alone. That's not what it's about. But I think it does make you aware of the actual important things. And is the most important thing having everything on your list? I can only let you decide that. How else is it going to impact us in a positive manner? Well, you're certainly going to think about how you're dating and where you're dating and how many people you want to meet. So the recreational data is going to be slowed down. So somebody that's prepared to put themselves out there and meet you, you've got to understand that they have intention. They have intention to not just hook up. Okay, so I think that it's a safer time to actually, if you are looking for love, or if you are looking for a connected relationship and you're dating for an end result. A lot of people date with no end goal in mind, that they're just dating and seeing what happens. But for those of you that are looking to actually connect with somebody, you're going to find that those daters are going to make themselves available. You have to be socially intelligent, of course, and figure out where do you want to meet this person, which I believe is another massive bonus, certainly for somebody like myself who's worked in the dating industry for a very long time and has seen the changes of the way we date. And the whole coffee date scenario, I just cannot ever fathom how this can be a good idea. You need a few hours to be able to connect with somebody. So I don't think you'll be going to the crowded coffee shops that have a lot of people coming in and out. So you'll be looking at other ways to date, and being outdoors, I always will tell you, is probably the best way you can actually have a date. To being outdoors is arguably one of the best ways that you can date, and I think that people will be mindful about where they're going. So meeting somebody new and interacting socially is not a big deal, as long as you don't do it in really crowded places. So thinking about where you're going to meet the person, going for a walk on the beach or a walk along the river, or wherever you live, in the mountains or in the bush, having a picnic together, taking a bike ride, a horse ride, things that you can do that are more one-on-one, so you're actually present. Because when you're in a crowded place, you're never really 100% present on that date. You know, you've got activity and waiters and waitresses and people talking to you and interacting with you. But when you are on a date with somebody and you're outdoors and it's just the two of you, you're actually going to be more likely to be present. So the connection that you can potentially have, you're going to notice more. And you'd also be less likely to write someone off. If you have a good time with that person, you're more likely to going to ask for a second date and a third date and a fourth date. And that's what we need to do in order to get into any kind of relationship. You've got to get past the first meeting, and a 15-20 minute coffee date is hardly enough to inspire you to want to do it the second time. So they are two of the most exceptionally positive aspects of the impact this is likely to have on the dating industry. You're going to have a lot of people online. I don't think that that's going to stop. And because people aren't going to be going out as much, and I believe that will be the case, there's going to be a lot more connection that people are going to do online, which brings me to something that you really genuinely do need to be aware of at the moment. I don't want to sit here and dwell too much about the negative aspects, because I know that you can get online and you can find out anything negative that you want to find out, and any fear mongering that you want to do, you can already have access to that. But I do want to actually bring to your attention that this is a time to have your wits about you, not just for your health, but also for your emotional health and your mental health. Opportunists will take something like this and they will make the best out of it for what they can. If you have been online and you've been using apps and online dating to meet people, I'm sure that you've come across fake profiles and scammers, and you're probably pretty good at picking them, no doubt about that. However, they're going to ramp their game up at the moment. All right, they're professionals. This is what they do for a job. Okay, and if you think that you're too smart and you don't get caught up in something like that, think again, because I know many people that are highly intelligent people that have been caught up in dating scams. They have a very good excuse not to meet you at the moment. So they can come up with all sorts of, oh, I'm in quarantine, I came in contact with somebody who has the coronavirus, and, you know, I can't meet you just yet, but let's just, you know, stay connected. Oh, I'm stuck overseas, I was on a holiday and I'm not able to get back. You're gonna hear all the bullshit that is out there, trust me. And it's gonna seem believable. So you have to stop and say, actually, no. It's safe to meet people at the moment. If you're allowed out of your house, if you haven't been quarantined, you can go and meet somebody. And if you can't meet them face to face, you can do this. You can FaceTime, you can Zoom, you can get face to face with that person, even if it's not in the same room. Okay, so a phone call's not good enough. Everybody that's using technology, if they've got a computer or they've got a phone, they're able to FaceTime with you. And I would highly suggest, if anybody gives you, or you decide that you don't want to meet somebody because you want to keep your health and, you know, safety as a priority, get face to face with the person in this kind of manner. Otherwise, just write them off and move on, because an opportunist, if they have a chance to make money through a tragedy, they are going to take that opportunity. So if you're going to be online, which I think is perfectly fine, just keep the wits about you, all right? And if somebody's making excuses not to meet you, then, you know, get in front of them in some other way. The other thing I will say is, we can only fear something that is a past event. We cannot fear something that has not happened. Okay, so yes, better to look foresight rather than hindsight. And if you're going to go out and date somebody, perhaps don't lick them on a date, or really keep yourself safe. But you cannot fear something that hasn't happened. And all the past events that have ever happened in the world, where infectious diseases and tragedy is struck and viruses are spread and people are dying, we're only basing our fear on past events, not on something that hasn't happened, because we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, the next day, next month, next year. And don't be naive about it. Certainly keep your wits about you and take precautions, but don't stop living your life. Love is really an important part of human connection. And for those of you that are single and wanting to connect with somebody, it's not time to say, hey, I can't do that now, because what if? Don't put yourself in unsafe situations, but certainly don't stop living, and don't stop the opportunity to find love, because at the moment, this is actually a good time to date, and online is not your only option. I wouldn't be probably socializing. You're not going to have as many community events and sporting events and concerts and things. So you've got to get smart and look at all your alternatives out there to get one-on-one with somebody. Do not get dating app anxiety, and do not become addicted to the dating apps, which a lot of people we're going to see that on the rise. And if you think that there's not an actual mental disorder that's associated with dating apps, don't delude yourself. You can become highly addicted to the constant messaging and the need to connect with people in that manner. So not just about being online, you can meet people. Figure out how you can meet people one-on-one. There's a lot of ways that you can do that. Thank you for checking this out. I'd love your comments. Are you still meeting people if you're single? Have you decided to just give dating a break? Or is this a time where you feel even more inspired to actually connect with somebody? So share your comments. For any of you that are watching this, there is a fabulous Facebook group called She Said, He Said, and it's an open forum, even though it's a closed group, so it is by invite only, and I'm inviting you to join and encouraging you to join, to share your experiences. Invite your friends to share their experiences, not just in dating, but in all relationships, because there's a lot of people that are in relationships that are rethinking about if this is the right time to have a baby. They're putting plans on hold. And it's having an impact on a lot of things. So jump on the Facebook group She Said, He Said, and share your experiences, ask questions, help each other out. I mean, this is a time that, people can come together and actually help each other and strategize together and make suggestions. So that group, again, is She Said, He Said. You can follow the link that comes up on your screen right now. And stay safe, everybody, but don't stop your pursuit of love, and be healthy.